Well, it's about 3 o'clock, and this is the first time I had this video camera on today. I wasn't going to make a video. I'm kind of pissed off. I'm aggravated. I have discovered, my brass store is still on, but I got some people calling me some nasty names. Most of my local. I even had one guy, I seen him sitting around the corner, and I'm thinking, you reckon that guy's gonna try to follow me to my honey hole? And the reason I seen him, I didn't go in the regular vehicle I'm driving, I went into one I don't drive. And I went by him, and sure enough, that was him. I recognized him. And I went on down the street and come back in the other way. And I got in my other car, my daughter's car, and I think I'm just going to make a dry run here and see if he follows me. And so I went down, pulled out, and there's a stop sign pretty close to our house. I stopped there and made sure he had time to see me. And then I went on down across that intersection, went down the next intersection, turned right, and turned left on the main road going to Publix. And sure enough, that sucker was following me. And I went to Publix. He followed me to Publix. I went in Publix. I had something to get anyway. And I come back out and I got in the car. And just to be sure, I went in the opposite direction of my house, went around a couple of blocks. And he was right on my tail. And so I just went on home. And I left that sucker sitting out there, wherever he parked down the street again. And that was about 4 hours ago. So I'm going to go back down that way directly to see if he's still there. All because he wants to know where my brass store is at. And the way I'm looking at it now, I figure I made a damn mistake by even saying squat about that brass till I had it all, or all I could get, and then bring it in and take a picture of all of it together, then do it. But now it's out there, and I'm just so pissed by it. And you know, I never was one to hop in the vehicle and drive down the street and check garbage and video it while I'm doing it. For the most part, I don't video. Every once in a while I will. But I never could. I needed an extra set of hands to do something like that, which I didn't have. It was usually just me. So I'm at a crossroads here. I'm thinking I'm just gonna shut up. I'll still do my videos, but it's mainly gonna be just, I ain't gonna try to video nothing, me scrapping or anything. I will video me with scrap and micro scrapping some of it, stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure I made my last post about the brass. I wished I'd never made it to start with, but I thought that's what you did, you know. You make a big score, you put it out there. And I figure if I've got this one, there's 3 local guys, and they all 3 know me, and 2 of them know where I live, and this one that was tailing me, he knows me, he knows where I live. And the other one, I'm pretty sure if he wanted to locate me, he could. So I've just been sitting out here going through my insulated wire, you know, separating what I'm going to strip and what I ain't going to strip, and separating small stuff into, they'll have to be separated, you know, when I go to the scrap yard with it anyway. Which, probably the first of the month, I'm going to make a scrap run anyway. And get rid of some of this brass and aluminum and copper and stainless and mud. I'm probably going to take a pretty good wad of stuff. But I think I'm going to low key it on showing me dumpster diving, which I hadn't done much anyway. I'm really aggravated. And that one guy called me a greedy, dirty old man. I think that's how you were, a greedy, dirty old man. And I shouldn't be out doing, at my age, I shouldn't be out there bothering to scrap anyway and leave it for the people that needed it. Hell, I need it worse than they do. At least they're young and they still can get out there and get a damn job or start a business or something. I can't do that anymore. Whew. Anyway, that's my story and I'm sticking to it, I think, this time. And I'm tired. I wish I hadn't had that foundry I used to have before I could melt my, well, to me that's, you don't get no more for it melted in the ingots than you do if you take it in there whole, as long as it's clean. And I'm talking about aluminum. You know, aluminum's pretty easy to melt. Lead's easy to melt. Copper and brass, you can melt it, but it ain't quite, the temperatures is higher. But I ain't gonna get no more for it melted down in the bars than I would if I took it in there intact and clean. So, what is the point of going? And it's not super expensive to melt it, but there is an expense involved. I mean, that foundry I had, it run off of propane. And not being a real large foundry, I could only melt like maybe 2 pounds at a time. So, you know, what the heck? Why you want to do that anyhow? But I'm aggravated. Trying to think of a good dumpster. No, I don't need to be going no dumpsters. That guy, if he's out there, he'd be telling me. Anyway, I'll put this short video up telling you what's up. I guess that's it. It's really funny, you know. It's really funny. Gonna follow me around? Gee whiz. And I'm afraid if I don't go over there and get them, as they accumulate in buckets of coal scrap in aluminum, they might find another home somewhere else, you know. And I'm scared that them people, most of them in there don't speak English, and I'm scared to death they gonna figure out just how much that scrap stuff's worth. And say, hey, I can take that to the scrap yard as easy as he can. Matter of fact, I don't know why they ain't done that yet. But right now, the company that bought that is from one of them Asian countries. I'm not sure if it's China, Taiwan, Korea, but they're Asian. And when they bought the company, the previous owners, they started that thing from scratch. And the way I understand it from a lady that worked in there as their some kind of receptionist, she said the owners had no idea that those people had intentions of closing it down and moving everything to overseas. And I recall that happening to another company here in Ocala about 10 years ago. It was named Simcoe. And that was a going business. It was a metal fabrication business. They made different kind of steel racks and stuff like that. And I mean, they had probably a couple of hundred, maybe 300 people working for them, and they went 2 shifts. And the old man that owned it, he had started that from scratch. And it was a family business. And he sold it to them darn, well, I won't say darn, but he sold it to them Asian people. And that thing went, that thing went to Japan. They moved it, no, not Japan. What's that other, not Korea, not, I can't even think of it now. But, and I know that for a fact because at the time I was needing some 55-gallon drums, not the steel ones, but the ones that's just heavy cardboard drums. And they was giving me all I wanted as long as they had them, because they was closing everything out. And they had already started moving equipment out. And I knew the lady that worked in there in the office. And that man was sick about it, that they closed it up and shipped everything overseas. But that happened to them too. Tell you right now. A lot of jobs went across the water. Alright. I'm not going to say c'est la vie or hasta la vista or sayonara or au revoir. I'm going to say just plain old American English. Good day or goodbye. Talk to you later. I'll get this video up tonight. Damn, I'm tired and I'm pissed and I'm aggravated. Dadgummit. Yeah, I suppose you don't need to. I need to shut up. I need to shut up. I already said goodbye. You know, I said I was through, but I had something that was puzzling me and about something I thought was a piece of copper on a piece of aluminum, and I'm holding this camera in my hand. But I scratched on it, and I'm going to show you. I don't know what the hell it is now. I mean, I know the copper is there. I know the copper's there. I did the acid test on the piece I assumed was aluminum. And you can see the corner there. You can see the corner. The acid didn't affect that, so that's telling me that's stainless. And you can see the black rings around where I scratched. Which is telling me this stuff on top. Why would they plate stainless steel with aluminum? And that looks like that's what they've done. Now that piece right here, that piece right there, that is copper. But right here, hell, I'm shaking. Right there, that top corner up here, I sanded it, or put the grinder to it, and it's not turning black, so it's not aluminum. Does that mean it's stainless? And this is turning black around the rings there. That's where I've scratched into that coating, which appears to be aluminum. And then I went to the back side, and you can see the outline of that that angle shape with that well, I hope you can see it. There's two sides, one's right there and then one's over here. And so that's how thick that piece of copper is, which is, gosh, that's going to be a 1/4 inch thick. Well, maybe not. Maybe 1/8 of an inch thick. I did the acid test to the bottom side, and that real shiny stuff, that is solder, where this was attached to that heat sink. And I put acid on top of this, where you can see right here it turned black. So that's aluminum, but underneath that aluminum is stainless steel or something else. That's pretty interesting, I think. It ain't gonna amount to a hill of beans, but I was just curious. And I thought that was kind of heavy, but that copper, of course, would be heavy. Yeah, that copper's gonna be about 1/8 of an inch thick. Maybe a little bit more. And now if I took that to scrap yard, they gonna pay me for dirty copper or dirty stainless steel. I prefer the dirty copper, unless I get that separated. Anyway, that was just something I'm gonna throw in there before I put this thing to bed. Well, I need more stuff than I was anyhow. Oh,